We went to the planetarium today, and when the voiceover said, "This is the Earth," one of the kids booed, and that was me. I was that kid. Hi, my name's Damien Lee. I'm a voiceover artist, and I hate Earth. Do you hate Earth too? Come with me. My 5-year-old niece saw the blue deer on my shirt and was like, "Oh, it's a boy deer." I took the opportunity to be like, "Or it could be a girl deer. Girls like blue too." She stared at me and was like, "I said it's a boy because it has antlers." Take my degree away now. You heard it, boys. Take the degree away. Blue boys, come here. Blue antler boys, take the degree away. My 11-year-old has been selling her art and someone offered to buy a canvas for $10 and 11 said no. Oh, 11-year-old. She could only charge 6 because that's what she thought it was worth. I told her not to shortchange herself and she said, "Mom, I'm an artist, not a businesswoman. Art never lies." And then she painted the Mona Lisa. Singing to my 5-year-old, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are." Her, "Stop, it's a ball of gas." But it's just a song. It's like I'm singing you a little song, you know. Science. Stop pretending you don't know what it is. You pay rent. How do you not know what science is? Well, look at her name. It's My 6-year-old just explained to me an idea he has that is essentially Bitcoin and asked why we still have paper money. Kids these days. And transactions would be recorded on an immutable electronic ledger called the blockchain. Mommy, are you listening? And they're gonna make a meme one called Dogecoin. Hey, you like Dogecoin? Don't know why they became the kid on the Polar Express at the end there. It's going to the moon. My 18-month-old son built this. I told him good job and then took half of it. He cried, so I told him that's socialism. Don't let them bring it here. He looked me dead in the eye and said, at 18 months old, "Not in my America." He then shot a fully loaded shotgun, drunk a Coors Light, and got into his Jeep Wrangler. Now that is my son. His Jeep Wrangler for tots, mind you. I'm not a maniac. Who needs a husband anyway? My son just turned around in the filling station after 2 grungy men commented on how, quote, fat my ass, unquote, was. And my son turned at him and said, "Maybe you should wash your mouth out since apparently you don't wash your body." I'm crying. Thanks, son. Hello, I work for a company called BuzzFeed, and I was wondering if I could use this post in an article I'm writing about people making up fictional scenarios for internet clout, seeing as you got 76.1 thousand likes for this fake tweet. When I am 100 years old, when I turn 100 years old, I will be tired of everything and everyone. So I'll tell everyone I'm going to Canada, but actually go to the Bahamas. I'll live in a tiny hut with my tiny dog, and I'll order fish tacos when I'm hungry, and live my best life with no crap. Sounds like she's already 100. Emma's already 100. She's just writing this to let everyone know that that's what's going on. I just told my daughter that if we can have a woman vice president in the White House, then she too can do anything. Since she's 2 years old, she responded that she would like some chocolate. Ah, yes, the classic sharp wit and comedic timing of a 2-year-old. So we asked the kids what they wanted for Christmas, and their response was simultaneously almost nothing really. I am over how commercialized Christmas has become. Can't we just take a trip and spend time together? Absolutely we can, because I'm over it too, kids. Hashtag we have done something right. Well, you did do something right. You correctly forged this post, because it was not real. You forged it in your imagination. Good to see that that's still working just fine. They wanted a PS5, admit it, tell me the truth. My favorite part of my husband working from home is that our 6-year-old critiques all his conference calls. "I think you should say 'don't get me wrong' instead of 'let me be clear' next time, Daddy. It just sounds better." What are you, a boss baby? You Alec Baldwin? You Alec Baldwin boss baby? What are you? Gonna critique me? Government doesn't even know you exist yet. You have no social security card. My 2-year-old son just came up to me and asked, "Why do I have Jordan socks but no passport, Mom? I want to experience the world, not warm feet." I looked him in the eye and had no answer. What 2-year-old comprehends, first of all, that the brand is Jordan? And number 2, what 2-year-old doesn't want warm feet? If I'm a little kid, you goddamn right I want my tootsies to be toasty. You kidding me? I told my 5th grader that Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez wanted to take $7 out of every $10 she makes. And my 5th grader told me that's not how tax brackets work, and that I'd never make enough money to understand them anyway, and also that she wants to live with her mom. So if anyone wants to come hang out, the house is a little emptier. So I asked my boys if they could go back in time and change any part of their past, what would it be? Unselfishly, Zach said, I'd go back to 20 minutes before the planes hit the towers and put both fire alarms so everyone would get out safe. My jaw dropped and my eyes teared up. My son's a war hero, only 2 years old. He then showed me these pictures of George W. Bush and jet planes, and I was starting to say, hey, what's going on, son? That's when I realized he was wearing a hat made of tinfoil. Canada just passed the Free Willy Bill, making it illegal to keep dolphins and whales in captivity. This one's for my son, who, at age 4 and upon leaving SeaWorld at closing time asked, when do the orcas get to go home? When I told him the truth, he refused to go, screaming at employees to declare he wouldn't leave Florida until he had released every last animal. For you. I don't think that happened. I think your kid threw a tantrum and you wanted to make it seem good. Let's just be honest here with what happened. Come on now. Just got my stimulus check. I tried to offer it to my 3-month-old and she said, no, father. I would rather you spend it on Fortnite and get that new skin. There's food in the fridge. So proud of my son. Oh, well, see, this one's inherently just a joke. But God, you have a great kid. A kid that really is so selfless. Yo, stop lying on your kids. I hate it when I see posts like, Junior saw me crying and said, fret not, mother, for we shall prevail in these trying times. Word? Yo dumbass son ain't say that. He probably said, hubba, hubba, hubba. That's probably what your son said. Your son's eating the blue crayons. That's why they don't taste like blueberries, okay? Mom, can I tell you something weird? Sure. I really can't wait for Martin Luther King Day. That's not weird. Sounds like you're really inspired by him. Yeah, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to play with my friend. Well, you know what? I don't know how old these kids are. I can't gauge age by a picture of a toddler. But if they're old enough to know about Martin Luther King Day, they might know everything about it. I would say the kid maybe said it. That's a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 on the plausibility scale. My son on Black Panther. Black people with access to vibranium. They created the most equitable and advanced society in the world. White people with access to vibranium. They built a big frisbee, give it to one guy. Ah, your son gave some riveting racial commentary. Thank you, Miss Aguirre. You sure that wasn't you? Are you ghostwriting for your son? Watching election coverage. Who are they? Oh, those are people who want to be president. What does the president do? Well, first of all, now my guy for snacks. And this is how a real conversation about politics with a child goes. Thank you for showing us. Thank you for Finally we get to see. My 2-month-old. I can't sleep, Daddy. I'm afraid of Frankenstein. Don't you mean Frankenstein's monster? I do not, personally. I find unethical and irresponsible scientific practice far more terrifying than any physical being, and so should you. Kaifu snacks. You know your child and what their limitations are. I let my 6-year-old watch Game of Thrones in its entirety. She frequently pours cereal over her brother's head slowly and says, Today, I have chosen to spare your life, but next time, it could be molten gold, should you ever misbehave. She yells Dracarys. I've never watched Game of Thrones, so I don't know what Dracarys is. I hope I said that right. Whenever a teacher assigns homework, followed by, a girl has no homework. I think it's great. I think it's a lie. Probably got scared of the gold seed. I know I did. Saw that clip on YouTube. My 5-year-old son, Gus, walked right in when you said, I feel ugly. I was waiting for him to say, she said a bad word. But instead, he just looked at me with the saddest look on his face and said, that's so sad that she just said that about herself. I think she's so beautiful and I love her golden eyes. So, what I'm trying to say is my son's trying to fuck. Told my 3-year-old we needed to pick up dinner for her dad and she said, Daddy's a grown man, he can cook his own food. My work here is done. Got him. One of my boys just came running from his room. Dad! 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 He shows me his phone, shows me the headline. He's impeached! And in his voice, his eyes, there's hope. Hope I share. So, my mom lies on the internet and I went through her Instagram and found this quote from me. Only problem is that I didn't say this. Mommy, my goal for middle school isn't to be the best. My goal is to try my best in everything I do. It sounds absolutely perfect to me, Jake. Absolutely perfect. It's like parents are like projecting these like these idealized versions of their kids into their social media posts. It's kind of weird. My 4-year-old daughter tonight. How many more steps into a labor government? Just 2 more, my baby. Good. I can't wait for Jimmy Corbin to punch those Tories in the butt. Gotta get him young. You made your kid a labor? I don't know what that, I don't understand UK politics. I don't know, like, what's the Labour Party? What's a Tory? Overheard at Target. Little boy. Daddy, you getting Valentine's candy for Jessica too? Father of boy. No. Why would I get candy for your babysitter? Because it's just like, yes, mommy. Thought I wouldn't see that, old man. I saw you kissing Jessica. Go ahead, get her a candy bar. We don't want mother finding out, do we? Random guy honks at me for taking too long to pull out of my parking space. Move your car, lady! My 4-year-old rolls down her window. Hey! You can't tell my mom what to do! You're not her kid! Only I can do that! 9-year-old. Pokemon have non-binary characters. Me? How can you tell? Because they'll have a boy or girl symbol. When they don't, they're neither. Interesting. Which are non-binary? Mostly the legendary types. Pauses and smiles. And that's what makes them legendary. You know, I thought it was the scarcity. There's only one of them. There's only one. Well, is Mewtwo count then? Because Mewtwo was genetically created, so technically he made 2. Because he's Mewtwo. Oh my god. Hello, please provide me with feminist, socialist, or anarchist literature for a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. It's called there's none. Put on friggin' Paw Patrol. Tell them to touch grass. My almost 3-year-old is reading Proust. You don't need a test, I don't think. When you know, you know. Really, when I know, huh? My 18-month-old just said to me, Mommy, you seem very interested in what you're reading on the iPad. Look around you, Mommy. The world is wondrous. When you know, you know. Yo, my 2-month-old just lit me and said, Mother, unfettered capitalism's ruined the world. When you know, you know. My 4-year-old son asked why I was crying, and I told him I was sad about the death of our democracy. He looked up at me with his young, hope-filled eyes and said, This is why Mom is cheating on you, you absolute fucking loser. Couldn't be prouder of my son. Nobody, lying-ass parents. I'm about to pump my gas, and my son got out of the car and said, It's okay, Mommy, get in the car. A woman shouldn't be pumping her own gas when a man is present. Really, I made him do that so I could take the picture, but hey, you know, my kid's pretty cool. How was your day? I just worry they're doing it wrong. Doing what wrong? They separate everything, so we can't understand anything. Who says music isn't really math and math isn't science, really? Some make categories, but the world's a mushier place than that. Anyway, school was okay. I mean, no, you're wrong, you're 8, you're stupid. Me to 11-year-old son. Do you know what eradicated means, 11-year-old? Yes, of course. Okay, use it in a sentence. Measles will be fully eradicated if not for idiot parents that don't vaccinate their children. Was that good for the tweet, Mom? No, I got you. My son told my husband today he's going to work out, meditate, and eat healthy so he can control his emotions. He's 4. You gotta start him early, you know what I mean? You gotta get him on that Krav Maga. When I broke up with my high school boyfriend, my 10-year-old brother walked in on me crying and asked what was wrong. I told them, and he proceeded to log on to Minecraft, join my ex's party, and go set their town on fire. Family of psychos. Hey, I'm making crazy seem cute. That's not scary. Last night, my 3-year-old kicked me during a tantrum. As I tucked him in bed later, he apologized. I'll never kick you again. He pulled me in closer and kissing my cheek. Just do exactly what I tell you to do, and I'll never have to kick you again. My son's a mobster, and I guess this makes me his lackey. My 5-year-old niece was asked to write down her daily routine, and I couldn't relate more. Wake up, stretch, have a moment, busy. That's everyone's schedule, isn't it? The child I babysit sometimes is 5 years old. Last time I went to take care of him, I noticed he had this awesome painting of the moon in his bedroom. He told me his mother's friend painted it. After he told me the artist's name, he then explained to me, she used to be a boy, but she didn't feel good, so now she just takes medicine and it helps her to be a girl. She feels better. It's literally that easy to explain it to kids. Your 5-year-old child you babysit was that who used the complex sentences? Listen, he doesn't care. One way or the other. He just wants the painting. He thinks it's a cool painting. Surprisingly eloquent woke election children. Where are they now? My 2-year-old niece just told me, woke election children are a rhetorical device manufactured by adults to lend a sense of purity and innocence to their viewpoint. They may be based on real people, but are at their core fictional. I am in awe. #blessed. Tell him, Dan. You and your 2-year-old niece. Your 2-year-old fictional niece. My 5-year-old son was playing in the garden and sees 2 spiders. He asks me, is that a mummy long legs under that daddy long legs? No, son, there is no mummy long legs, only daddy long legs. I felt pretty proud of my answer until he stomps on both spiders saying, "We'll have none of that gay shit in our garden." It was Alex Jones. I didn't know he was disguised as my 5-year-old kid. I didn't know. I said, "Alex, what are you doing?" And he said, "Ah! Ah!" Today, the first grader I was watching said that she didn't understand why kindergartners got naps because it's the easiest grade. She said that college kids should have naps because they only get like 3 hours of sleep a night. Make her president. When you see the thing about college is you choose what classes you want. You can nap in between. It's okay, dummy. I didn't go to college, I don't know. I went to tech school. My 9-year-old. I would gladly give up watching movies on Netflix ever again to protect myself and the environment from radiation from 5G. All right, back to watching Paw Patrol. Back to watching Miraculous Ladybug for me. My 9-year-old brother just announced that he has his first girlfriend, but immediately wanted to clarify and said he'd still be in love with her if she was a boy or any other gender because he loves her as a person and that the gender is irrelevant to him. I really would die for that little dude. Why would he clarify that immediately? Hey guys, I got a girlfriend, but here's the thing. I'll take shit that never happened for 500, Alex. And what is this tweet? I taught my daughter the truth about flat earth, and the other day we were in the toy shop and she spots a globe. First thing she says was, "What is this nonsense? Why does the toy shop preach lies?" Look at that face, that's the face of a believer. You guys, I just saw the most wild thing. A man started walking toward the Girl Scout cookies stand in the front of my grocery store, and he yelled, "My b****s are back!" And this Girl Scout just yelled, "No, walk away." And he did. I still can't process what I just saw. I don't understand it at all. It was like witnessing the worst miscalculation. He was bright red and just went back to his car. Everyone just stood in silence. This girl death stared him all the way through his walk of shame. I need to vote for her for every office, but I think she's like 12. I just went and talked to her, tried to buy cookies, but couldn't because cash only. I told her I was impressed with how she handled that dude, and she just said with perfect comedic timing, "You gotta learn to be pretty tough if you're gonna go out in this outfit." What comedian was posing as a Girl Scout? That's what I want to know. I told my little brother that it was fine if we didn't get ice cream, and he said, "Are you sure?" I looked it up online and it said when girls say they're fine, they're not. So chocolate or vanilla, what ice cream scoop you want. My 7-year-old is doing a math worksheet and it's telling him that the eraser, 37 cents, costs more than the pencil, 18 cents. And he's outraged. If you're poor and you can't afford the eraser, you can't correct your mistakes. But if you're rich, you can erase all your mistakes. Ah, yes. It's just outrageous, man. I have no commentary for it. It's like, yeah, no, your kid said that. Okay, fucking lawyer. I'm out with my baby's dad when he gets a call. My daughter passes me this paper and whispers, "That's his phone password, I saw it." That's weird, but it makes a 2. I don't know. I set my password on my phone as me and my girlfriend's anniversary because it's something like it's the easiest thing in my head to remember. My nieces have been asking for USA and Donald Trump themed birthday parties all year. What? So great. At Real Donald Trump, I think these girls deserve a birthday card. Imagine getting a birthday card from Donald Trump, just, "Dear little child, I heard it's your 5th birthday today. Happy 5th birthday from the 40... Wait, he wasn't the 45th. No, he was. Oh my god, I don't know my presidents now. Oh, holy shit. So I'm here to wish you a happy 5th birthday, a happy 5 from the 45. And remember, when you grow up, stay away from me, because I'll scream and I'll yell and I'll make monkey noises and I'll throw my poop at you. I'll do it." That's my Donald Trump headcanon, is he likes to be a monkey cosplayer in his pastime, throwing poop at the ongoers. That's what he's doing with his words, I mean. Damien, you're becoming too political. I'm lifeguarding, and I just witnessed an 8-year-old girl tell this boy that they can't be together because he has a phone and she doesn't. He then threw his phone in the dive pool and said, "Nothing could keep me from you. This generation loves so hard. Wow." Yeah, no, that didn't happen. You just watch this, you're on the job, and the first thing you did was tweet it? Is that what you did, Dundee? You're a dumb. You should lose your job. My 4-year-old daughter asked me, "What even is the point of boys? All they do is play." And I'm still working on my response. I see your daughters listen to Lizzo. Gave my 5-year-old the new Pokemon and they started crying. I said, "Honey, what's wrong?" And she said the code optimization was bad, and the shadow quality changed at different distances, model pop-in issues, It's 30 FPS and there's no anti-aliasing. And I said, wow, you're so eloquent for a 5-year-old. And you know quite a bit about how this game, its quality is integrally off. And the baby said, I write for Hardwire. The level of emotional intelligence in my son is insane. He hates sharing popcorn. It's his favorite snack. He just gave me some and said, I'm working on getting over my anger when I have to share my popcorn. Take some from me so I get used to sharing. This 9-year-old didn't say that. You took popcorn and made up a story, which to be fair, popcorn's pretty bussin'. My mother is out here lying on Facebook. My nephew speaks in Power Ranger quotes. He ain't saying none of this. Let's zoom in, what'd he say? My mother told my grandson, if you're bad, Santa will not give you gifts under the tree. My grandson told her, I don't believe in Santa. I believe in God, and through him, all things are possible. He's only 3, but he knows the word. Can I get an amen? He didn't say none of that. He said, can we get McDonald's? Yes, we can. Absolutely. My kid just called Fruit Loops Pride Cheerios, and I've never been happier in my life that this little dude calls me mom. I mean, I'll be honest, if you rebranded Fruit Loops as Pride Cheerios, if you called Fruit Loops Gay Cheerios, I would buy them. Just to have that in my house. I think that'd be hilarious. Just on the brand name alone. Wake up with a with a bowl full of gay Cheerios. Combine that with my ambiguous milk. 5-year-old. Is there a band called Princess? Me? Well, not that I heard of. That's not fair. Because Prince and Queen and Kings of Leon are all bands. But there's no band called Princess. You make it then. You make the band Princess then if you're so mad about it. Overheard this evening. 4-year-old. Why do girls' clothes mostly have buttons on the back, but boys' clothes have them on the front? I'm not sure. Probably a patriarchy. You show me a 4-year-old that can pronounce that word. both, you know what? Both. Show me a 4-year-old that can say probably and patriarchy eloquently. Show me. I'll give you $100. And a how do you do? I need you to fix this. Listen, I got my own problems. You fix it. Listen, you got my problems and your problems. You made a commitment when you didn't use birth control, okay, pal? I didn't ask to be born. Think I wanted this? This sucks. Alright, you know, that's very accurate. Give me your toy, I'll fix it. I'm sorry for questioning. Warning. As my daughter laughed at Trump's speech, she turns and asks, how is this idiot president? So began our lesson on demagoguery, populism, nationalism, etc. A week later, I get a call from daycare saying she started a protest over inadequate napping areas. She's 3 and apparently lives in a sitcom because that definitely happened, with an audience laugh track to boot. Finally finding the perfect bedtime story for your child. Is your child young Sheldon? Quantum physics for babies. General relativity for tots. Quantum entanglement for kids. Baby loves aerospace engineering, finally! For the little kid that wants to be an aerospace engineer. Rather specific. Don't know, I didn't just want to be a spaceman. If you think you're too young to make a difference because you can't vote, I just found out that my 11-year-old has been daily reserving free seats at Trump rallies so that they'll be empty. Is your kid making thousands of fake emails? Listen, I'm all for a good prank. I think that's hilarious, but I don't think this actually happened. And it makes me sad because that sounds like a good rib. I was in the bank with my 5-year-old sister when we hear, everyone get down. We all got down except my sister, who said, stealing is wrong. The robbers? Well, he shot her 78 times. So, maybe she should have listened instead of trying to be woke, because now she's asleep forever. There are so many other worlds. Sometimes when you hold special rocks, you can hear them. You named your kid Rainbow Wolf? Oh, I want to get into a fight with you in the parking lot. Oh, that's a Walmart fight right there. That's you bumping your cart into my caravan and I get pissed. That's unacceptable. You named your kid Rainbow Wolf? You named your kid after a DeviantArt OC? Is that really what you did? That kid's gonna have the most lit Wattpad account. Utah elementary student refuses to answer offensive math problem about girl's weight. What? This is offensive. Sorry, I won't write this. It's rude. You know, the writing being there almost makes me believe it. You know what? I believe this one real. I believe this one's real 100%. Dear Santa, please stop Adam Sandler. He's gotten away with too much. Too many movies. I knew I had enough when he made Who Be Halloween. Not to say I didn't like it, I'm just saying he's had it too good for too long. The next day, Christmas morning, news reports around the world saying Adam Sandler's disappeared. No one knows where he went, left without a trace. My 2-year-old son just asked me, Father, if Santa's real, why didn't he dedicate his factory to the war effort and produce ammunitions during the shell crisis in 1915? Unbelievable. Well, that's because Santa is a sheep for Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola didn't care about the shell crisis. So proud of my youngest. She was in line for lunch at school today, and it was French toast sticks and sausage. The boy in front of her said no to the sausage, and she called him a communist. What? Maybe he just doesn't eat sausage. She's in kindergarten. That's a great thing you're teaching your kid. Yeah, if they say no to meat, they're a communist, alright. What? Different lifestyles? Cultures? No, that's communism, bud. Hashtag proud parent. Oh, there we go. Yeah, talk that talk, baby. Fight for what you believe in, and it looks like you believe in a lot of scribbles. 2 weeks ago, I told kids at school to write an essay titled, quote, If I Were a Millionaire. Everyone was writing, except a girl who leaned back with arms folded. What's the matter? I asked. Why aren't you writing? I'm waiting for my secretary, she replied. Scored her 10 out of 10, and I got her a secretary. She doesn't even do her work anymore. Linda does. Linda's temping. My 5-year-old son, who recently finished his sophomore year of college, just called me on the phone crying. He said, Father, one of the 15 players who made All-NBA this season were white. How am I supposed to be successful in a country that hates white people? Oh, goodness, that's a spicy thing that your kid said. Sure the phone didn't scald your ear with how hot that take was? Got ear blisters? I would have said, whoa, kid, listening to Crowder? Dad, I took this red pill. It wasn't Tylenol, it was a different kind of red pill, Dad. I don't know what it was. But all of a sudden, that Alex Jones guy's making a lot of sense. Someone should give him a talk show. My little girl just said to me, Mom, how is progress possible if our growth is stunted by perpetual tribalism and xenophobia? Yes, just a casual toddler philosophy. I just read the second part, I mean at the first half. Wow, literally at a loss for words. She's a German Shepherd. I had no idea this was possible. I asked if she wanted a Scooby snack, and she said, Mother, you know I want a goddamn Scooby snack. She then went, I feel like the more I go through these posts, the more and more ironic they're getting, like they're getting less and less serious, and I'm here for it. I love it. I was just in Target and heard this 3-year-old say to his dad, Daddy, I think people who use the word simp are doing so because they are rooted in misogyny. Women deserve to be treated with respect without people calling them simps. I see. We're calling the women simps. Incredible. Wow. And everyone clapped after too. Just like the kid got a medal, the store's giving him free cookies for life. You know, just casual day in Target. My 18-month-old came up to me this morning and asked, Mom, why are people spending their time in quarantine not learning a new skill, trying to create new sources of revenue, or trying to acquire an LLC? Your kid ain't got no idea what an LLC is. So I didn't know your 18-month-old was on entrepreneur side of Twitter. He was on grind Twitter, where everyone's on their grind. My 10-year-old was not having it. What increased the need for slaves? Those people did not need slaves. Well, while I agree with you, it's the invention of the cotton gin, I suppose. So, I'm watching Netflix with my son. LOL, this is the conversation. Daddy, she has a big butt. I like it. Yeah, she does, bro. I like it too, lol. Oh my... Your kid said, oh my god, look at those titties? My kid then looked at the TV and said, My kid said, humna, 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 humna. Look at those bazoingas, daddy. I see him, bro. You gonna marry a girl like that one day? Only is she smart, daddy. That's my boy. He likes him smart. My friend's 6-year-old brother made this bracelet. He accidentally put the beads on backward, but that's okay. It's still super cute. Oh, it says snart. But what does snart mean? My son told his whole class that vaccines are bad and that whoever is vaccinated are idiots. I'm so proud of him. He's growing up smart. Hashtag anti-vax. Yeah, no, growing up until someone sneezes on him, coughs on him, breathes in the general direction, or is in a 6-foot radius of him, because that kid ain't gonna last. That kid is on borrowed time. He's expired. I don't know, feed him mold or something, he'll grow up. Give the boy mold. 10-year-old. They only made Star Wars to make money. 7-year-old. If nobody did anything to make money, we'd still be cavemen. You wouldn't have your Xbox. We'd just be a bunch of guys throwing spears at deers. Sounds like a really fun indie band name. Guys throwing spears at deers. It's like a folk band. This kid's onto something. My son asked me to post it on Twitter. He wants to know how many people like his drawing. Looks like a human version of SpongeBob holding a sign saying, "Donald Trump, I hate you." Well, it's official. He's lost the youth vote. I was at my son's softball party a few weeks ago and asked if the kids needed anything. They all had the same answer. A more diversified stock portfolio and deregulation of securities trading. And I cried. I then asked if there's anything you wanted for food. They said, hey, can you use the money you would get food for us with and invest in food companies instead for us? I want a share of McDonald's. And I ain't talking about McNuggets. I'm talking about part of the company. My 10-year-old. All these Marvel movies, this is the first one with a woman lead. Me. Yep. Smeh. I wish women didn't have to wait till 1920 to vote. Why? I bet if they could vote sooner, we'd have more superhero women leads. I don't know if those two things are necessarily parallel to each other, but at least he knows his history. This little white girl on the train asked her mom, am I gonna be white until I die? Her mom said yes, and the girl is dead ass throwing a tantrum. Third grader gives his teacher his $15 birthday cash and a note saying he doesn't think teacher get paid enough. So the note says, I don't think the teachers get paid enough for what they do, so will you accept this gift? He wrote in black ink. He added, my own money with an arrow pointing down at the cash in a little Ziploc baggie. And the teacher wrote, I can't accept this, but appreciate the gesture, Parker. Students like you are the reason I teach. Well, I'm not sure that he's the one who wrote it, but this is very sweet, and, you know, I can't make a joke about this. This is just sweet. This is cute. I'm sure that made her day. Like, oh, he wants to, you know, make sure I'm recuperated for the effort I'm putting in, because I'm basically these kids' second parent. Second, you know, but can't accept it. Campaign for me to get a higher minimum wage, though. Thank you. My 8-year-old came across my bound thesis in the basement, read it, and spontaneously wrote me this note. I will now be listing her as a suggested reviewer for all my manuscript submissions. I was very amazed by your work. It surprised me that it took you 4 whole years to write that thesis. I'm sure it took a lot of hard work. I found out lots of things about genome sequence. I also like hearing about what you studied and were interested in. A lot of things made me say awesome. Well, you know, I do think that they wrote this, but I think they were told to write it. Because no one... Oh god, the more I look into it, that's kind of sad, the joke I was about to make. Like, no one wanted to review the thesis, so they made the 8-year-old read it. Please say nice things about my thesis, I worked really hard on it. I was eating breakfast with my 10-year-old granddaughter, and I asked her, what day is tomorrow? Without skipping a beat, she said, it's President's Day. She's smart, so I asked her, and what does President's Day mean? I was waiting for something about Obama, Bush, or Clinton, etc. She replied, President's Day is when the president steps out of the White House, and if he sees his shadow, we have another year of bullshit. And you know it hurts when hot coffee spurts out of your nose. It also hurts when you're lying to me over the internet. I know he didn't say that. She didn't say none of that. She probably said, there's no school. That's what President's Day means to me. Everyone else is toddlers into politics, political satire, biting electoral commentary. My toddler's into Paw Patrol, Play-Doh, and asking when it can be Halloween again. You know, I think those are both classic toddler traits. You know, one is the boss baby, the other is the baby boss. And that's just how it is sometimes. What the fuck? Sometimes, children are wiser than adults. Your zoo is in jail, the cages are too small, the Tigger was crying. Well, it's a tiger, but, you know, close enough. Close enough, I guess. I hate The Visit, and I'm sure you do. I do too. My 3-year-old asked how long he had to wait until he could stop listening to me. I told him he had to listen to me for the rest of his life. He looked me dead in the eyes and said, I'll listen to you for the rest of your life. Toddlers are cold-blooded, man. Listen, dude, I'm sure they are, but you made them. You gotta deal with it. You made the guy. Your own creation is your hubris. My 7-year-old daughter. Someone at camp said girls aren't tough. Well, what'd you say to that? My 7-year-old, who has had a loose tooth for over a week. I pulled out my tooth in front of him and he stopped talking to me. Well, Asserting dominance is a very fun thing to do at camp. Did you get your dominance badge? I like to eat at McDonald's and Burger King sometimes, but I don't like the toys. They're really bad for the environment. Ah yes, both sisters said that. I was doing face painting for kids and this 5-year-old boy wanted the comedy and tragedy masks, one on each cheek. I was like, that's different, but okay, and did them. Then later I saw he had smudged one of them and I was like, oh no, your comedy mask is all smudged. And he said, that's because everything's a tragedy. And I'm still stressed out about this kid who knows far too much. He's far too knowledgeable for this world. Get him out of here. I closed my finger in a drawer and yelled, son of a bitch. And my 6-year-old called from another room. What is it? Is it Trump? What'd he do? Did he say something stupid? Nah, he can't do that anymore. He's banned off Twitter. Can't say nothing stupid no more. He doesn't have a platform to do that. Writing and math. Evan told his class that the people in his family have 14 legs altogether. Quentin said Evan must have 7 people in his family. Is Quentin correct? Explain why or why not. Yes, because 14 divided by 2 is 7, but not everyone has 2 legs. Go to www.woundedwarrior blah 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 blah. You know what they say, inclusive children go far. But that's unrelated to the answer. I'm gonna dock him points for that. Don't you grandstand on your math test. I was about to go pay my rent and my unborn son handed me this cash and said, Dad, it's time for me to start carrying my own weight around here. I got this. I love my son, man. How he's getting bread in the womb, I don't know. Must be some of whatever his mama's eating. The feminist baby finds her voice. It's not developed yet, it's a baby, it's a child. I don't know what kind of productive feminist rhetoric you're gonna get out of. I don't think that's gonna be very productive, you know? I don't think you're gonna find your voice that way. That's not productive discourse for any group. Oh, I don't know how you, I've never felt good about seeing people bring their kids to political movements. It makes me feel icky. Like, come on, let them be a kid. Let them be a kid. Take them to Chuck E. Cheese, go to skee ball, have them touch grass. I found my 5-year-old daughter's Elizabeth Warren action figure, apparently that is a thing, in her bed when I was making it this morning. When I asked her why, she said, I was scared and she makes me feel brave. Why is there an Elizabeth Warren action figure? She get a licensing fee from that? Watching Atypical on Netflix. The boy has autism. Ella, I bet vaccines gave him autism. Me not even thinking about that? Yeah, probably. Lord, thank you to me, such a smart warrior child, that I have to keep in a containment cube. Otherwise, she will die. Everyone dies one day. Everyone. Even wolves. But not books. Not words. Words don't die. My son, 3, who is a lot smarter than I am. Oh, piss off, Rebecca. He did not say that. In fact, you know what? Edits your Wikipedia bio. I remember reading something. Someone said, it was, I think, I Am Very Badass video. Someone was like, shout out to the homie for forcing a laugh at the least funny parts every 30 seconds. And I'm like, man, you just don't get it. I find ways to make things funny in my head. You don't understand. The world's a really bad comedy and I'm a Rotten Tomatoes reviewer. Like, that is how I see the world. You can make a wish, but then you have to do the wish. It doesn't just happen from an anonymous 9-year-old. The most believable of sources. Honey, can you go see if the baby's sleeping? Alright, let me see. Down with the bourgeoisie. Nah, babe, she woke as hell. I think she found Twitter. My 11-year-old just told me everybody in his middle school talks about Andrew Yang a lot. He says all the kids have convinced their parents to vote for Yang. He also says he wishes he could vote too. I told him re-election in 2024, he can vote. Hashtag Yang Gang. Hashtag Yang Gang, but your kid didn't say that, man. That's what we're trying to tell you. Your kid didn't say none of this. 11-year-olds aren't worried about politics. They're worried about what their Minecraft Let's Player is gonna say next on the Twitch live stream. And if it's gonna involve Dream SMP lore. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe. And until next time, my name is Damien. You've been watching D-Lee, and I'll see you next time.